Hey Singapore, this is Liverpool legend Ian Rush. For all your football news, stay tuned to 938 Live Sports.
From 938 Live.
This is Formula One driver Fernando Alonso.
Hi Singapore, I'm Jürgen Klinsmann.
Hi, I'm Martin Tyler.
This is Annika Sorensen.
Hi Singapore, this is Johnny Wilson. You're locked on to the best in sports. Cheers.
You're listening to Singapore's longest running and only sports talk show on radio, 15 years and still going strong. A good Saturday to you and welcome to SportsZone on 938 Live. I'm Raj Kumar. And today we officially start our countdown to the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Now less than 2 weeks to go, as the teams are already starting to arrive in Brazil under a huge security presence. We're talking about 160,000 military and police personnel that have been deployed for this football extravaganza. And we know that some of the teams have already started to arrive, with Australia being the first to do so. And over the next 6 weeks, you'll be hearing the previews, the analysis, and the predictions from several guests, including former and current S-League stars, coaches, and a few of our very own radio personalities from the other English stations. So plenty of fun and games over the next 6 weeks. And we'll be giving away more than $2,000 worth of prizes in terms of World Cup team jerseys and the official match ball called the Bazooka, all courtesy of our dear friends from ADIDAS Singapore. And later on this very show, we'll also be giving away a Bazooka, which is worth around $200, and you can even win a German national home jersey or that of Japan. So let's start this discussion with Herman Seet, and he's the head of football at ADIDAS for Southeast Asia. Herman, let's begin this discussion with you explaining as to how it was possible for ADIDAS to have collaborated with FIFA since 1970.
Hi, Raj.
Hi.
And hi to the listeners of 938 Live, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the introductions. And, well, I think first and foremost, I think it's who we are as a brand. We are the global leaders in football. And for decades, we've been about innovations and making athletes better.
Yeah.
But of course, it goes beyond sponsorship and the licensing agreement, because it was also our commitment to work hand in hand with FIFA on the development of football worldwide. I mean, just to give you a brief snapshot, not to go into too much details, the ADIDAS brand has contributed significantly to FIFA's aim to develop football all over the world by supporting initiatives such as FIFA Goal and the FIFA Football for Hope ADIDAS Exchange Program. Now, these programs are key initiatives within FIFA's social responsibility strategy, which aims to promote the use of football as a tool for social development. But once again, I'm not going to go into too much details. If you need more information, just go into the FIFA website. You can find out more.
But it is fantastic to see the German brand, partner itself with the governing body from 1970 all the way till it's been extended till the year 2030. Yeah, to provide the official match ball.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, with several other renowned and established brands like Puma, Nike, Umbro, or even Reebok, what is it about ADIDAS that has compelled FIFA to continue to engage the brand to produce the official match ball every 4 years?
Well, as mentioned earlier, we are the global leaders in football, and we are who we are because we know and understand what it takes to deliver the best products and the best innovation. And of course, in this case, to deliver the best equipment for the tournament.
Okay.
So I talked about this innovation, about delivering the best innovation, this spirit of innovation. It's basically pushing ourselves in terms of what is possible in terms of technology. And after all, our founder, Adi Dassler, established the adage of only the best for the athlete, something which we continue to drive today.
Right. Okay. We'll come back to Herman in just a few minutes. Let's hear now from our friends from Western Corporation. Rajbir Chopra is the managing director of one of Singapore's leading sports retail chains, otherwise known as Western. And Raj is here with Amandeep Chopra, and he's, most of you know him as Ami for short. And Ami's the sales director for the chain. So a big SportsZone welcome to both Ami and Raj. Raj, maybe you can start by telling us how's the sports retailing industry here looking at the moment?
Hi, Raj. I think the retailing industry here is quite vibrant. We've got all the big brands here in Singapore, and tourism here is bustling. We've got people from Indonesia coming in, people from Malaysia, people from Thailand. They all come here for shopping for one sole reason. I think that being a developed country, all our stuff are like more or less genuine in that you get a lot of fakes in other countries as well. And the sports industry here, the benefits, because people here have disposable income as well. people are willing to spend more on, better products and more expensive ones, like the boots that are slightly like worn by the players, or the jerseys that are worn by the players. So yeah, it can only get better with even with the Sports Hub coming up. So yeah, let's see how it goes in the next few years as well.
Now, how many Western stores are there at the moment, and how do you fend off competition from the other major players like Royal Sporting House or World of Sport?
So we have 4 stores now under the Western brand, and
one is at Gem, is it?
Yeah, we've got Gem, we've got Queensway, we've got 2 at Peninsula. We've got a new one coming up that's in July.
Oh, sweet.
That's going to be at the Sports Hub. And
at the Sports Hub itself?
Yep. So,
wow, okay.
So it's going to be our biggest store yet, about 4,000 square feet. And Western's become kind of like a household brand for like soccer fans in Singapore. Everyone needs boots or jerseys. They do have it on top of their mind, We differentiate ourselves solely by our products, our price, and we are a pure football store. So we got the needs for any football fan.
Yeah. Ami, you guys are pretty competitive as well in terms because for example 2 years ago when Craig Bellamy was in Singapore to launch the new kit for Liverpool, you guys managed to work with Warrior to get him down, Warriors in the brand, to get him down to your Queenstown store for an autograph signing session. I mean, how did you manage to pull off that one?
Firstly, I'd like to say hi, Raj, and hello everyone out there. I guess it's probably our close relations with the brands that play the major part. And of course, our substantial orders that also play a big part. Yep.
We were talking before the show, and I think you said Craig Bellamy is one of the most humble and How do you feel about? You're a Liverpool fan. You're wearing the Liverpool jersey. How did you feel about him when he was still with the Reds?
Yeah, I think he was one of the better ones out there. I mean, loyal fan of Liverpool. I mean, although he played for Cardiff and all, but I think, he was one of the good ones who played a short career in Liverpool, but yeah.
Okay. Who are some of the other prominent football names that have visited the Western stores over the years?
I think the biggest name we had was Pele.
Wow.
Okay. Back in 2011, that was the huge one for us. The other couple of names would be Eric Cantona and Robbie Fowler also.
Eric Cantona, okay. Yeah. Let's bring it back to Herman, and we were talking about Adidas having to provide the official match ball since the 1970 World Cup. This partnership has been extended to 2030, which means for 16 World Cup campaigns, Adidas are providing the match balls, and this year's version is known as the Brazuca. It's been out in the market since late last year. Herman, what's unique about the Brazuca, and how did they arrive at this name?
Okay, well, first the name Brazuca itself pays homage to the host country. We did a public vote together with the local organizing committee for the FIFA World Cup, and almost 78% of Brazilian football fans voted for it. So we had about 1 million fans voting for it. The other 2 names were Bossa Nova and Carnavalesca.
Wow, that's quite a mouthful. Yeah,
that is definitely quite a mouthful. But Brazuca it is, and the term Brazuca itself is an informal term used by Brazilians to describe national pride in the Brazilian way of life. So that's the name.
Yeah.
What's unique about the ball? When you pick it up, 2 things will jump up at you. One of the very first thing you'll notice is the shape of the panels. And second thing, the graphics. On the panels, you realize what you can see is that it's 6 thermal bonded propeller shaped panels. And basically we do that, the whole idea is to achieve the perfect roundness, and it's something that has never been done before. It's just 6 panels on a football. And this, together with texture, so if you hold up the ball up close, you can see small little dimples on the skin of the entire ball. With the texture, with the propeller-shaped panels, it helps to deliver a fast yet stable and predictable ball flight. And of course, the graphics and the colors inspired by Brazilian culture.
And very briefly, how would you say the Brazuca is different from the Teamgeist of 2006 or even the Jabulani of 2010?
There are similarities. For example, the technology used to create the panels. All 3 balls you mentioned use thermal bonding instead of stitching.
Okay.
In fact, the Teamgeist was the first official match ball to do away with stitching and to go with thermal bonding. And the whole idea was to actually achieve the perfect roundness and predictability, essential components in the professional game. The one difference I would say is that with each new edition of the official match ball, we just get better and better in terms of delivering performance. We continue to push the boundaries of what is possible from a technology perspective, and we've applied the learnings from other OMBs or official match balls, such as the Tango 12 from the European Championships and the UEFA Champions League ball. So all these learnings, all these different balls from the last couple of years, it went into the development of the bazooka, and so far we've been getting great reviews for it.
You're listening to SportsZone on 9-3 Live, and today we begin our countdown to the 2014 World Cup with a look at the latest match ball, the technology that's gone into the creation of the team jerseys, as well as the type of football boots which the stars will be wearing in 2 weeks' time. So on the show today is Herman Seed, and he's the head of football operations for ADIDAS in Southeast Asia. He's joined by Rajbil Chopra and Amandeep Chopra. They are the cousin brothers who are now managing one of Singapore's premier football stores, better known as Western Corporation. Raj, let's come back to you. Since its launch and with the price of the bazooka set at around $190, how many match balls have you managed to sell in the last 6 months, and what's been the reaction from those who bought it?
I think the guys at Adidas can vouch. We've sold quite a lot in store. I'm not going to share exact numbers, but I think it's not only the expensive ball that's been selling, even the takedowns. We've got takedowns that are like $69, $35, $45, $29. So they come in a lot of different variations, as well as the mini ball, which is reasonable at $15. So even for the little 2-3-year-olds who want to be part of the World Cup action, So I mean, the reaction of the top grade ball has been really good. We get a lot of guys play on Sunday football. They want to get involved in the World Cup action and just buying the ball. So I mean, the ball's been really well, and with the colors so vibrant, I think it'll be a great Bazooka World Cup.
Herman, I understand that some of the world's top players were involved in the development of the bazooka, which we'll be giving away in just a couple more minutes. So, you go ahead.
Well, it wasn't so much about players testing it, but testing it in actual competition. So we had Zidane, we had Messi, Casillas, Schweinsteiger providing their feedback. But what's more important was that it was tested in actual match conditions. So a disguised version of the bazooka was used during the Under-20 World Cup in Turkey. And it was also used in a friendly game which pitted Sweden versus Brazil. So all in, this is the most tested ball ever, involving over 600 players.
Wow.
10 countries, 30 teams over a period of 2.5 years.
Okay. So that's it. That's all about the bazooka. We hope that you've gathered enough of information, because we'll ask you a question in about 10 minutes from now. You have to answer the right question if you want to win the bazooka or the German national jersey or even the Japanese national jersey. It looks damn cool. Let's talk now about the football boots, and the latest to hit the global market is the Battle Pack. The boots featured in the Battle Pack look extremely deadly, fierce, awesome, and super cool. I think I told Herman when I saw the trailer, it looks like something that the 300 Spartans would wear. It was launched just 5 days ago, but just what is the Battle Pack?
Well, it's a special footwear collection for the World Cup, but it was during the Champions League final that we put it on the field of play. So you've seen the ADIDAS players either from either one of the two Madrid teams, and of course we have somebody like Gareth Bale, for instance, in the F50 RD0 Battle Pack. So the whole idea is we wanted to create a lasting impression in the minds of football fans during the World Cup, and because it's Brazil, everybody is expected to go bright and colourful. So we didn't want to be predictable. We wanted to be the most talked about brand during the World Cup, so we went black and white, which also ties in perfectly with our World Cup campaign, which is titled All In or Nothing.
Okay.
On the boots themselves, the graphics, we recreated graphics that symbolizes the war paint worn on the faces of ancient warriors, because literally over the entire duration of the World Cup, the world's best teams and players are taking onto the pitch to do battle with one another, so it's very apt and symbolic.
Yeah, the Battle Pack. Raj, maybe you might want to tell me, I mean, I'm 43, what you're looking at the 4 boots in the collection, which pair would you recommend based on my age and the fact that I probably play a right back, the selected skill? So which pair would you recommend?
I mean, Adidas created each and individual silo, for a different type of player. So I mean, based on what you just said, I think you'd be a more predator kind of player. Maybe the boot gives a bit more power on that kick.
Okay.
So because the F50 is for a speedy player, and every boot is made in a different way. So you might be a predator. Just drop by, try it out.
Okay. Ami, if the Battle Pack collection wasn't enough, Adidas also launched a limited edition of one of the most successful selling boots ever, the Copa Mundial. This took place last October, and for the benefit of our listeners who might not be familiar with the Copa Mundial legacy, just why is this one of the best-selling boots in the world?
Copa Mundial what it means World Cup in Spanish, right? It was probably the most sellable boot in the history of Western, right? Traditionally, the boot has the finest kangaroo leather, and they've had people who are doing the boots for the past 35 years at the same factory.
Okay.
It's also made in Germany. And I think the other important thing about a boot, it's retailing at $199, so it's a very reasonable price. Couple of great players that have used it would be like Michel Platini, Franz Beckenbauer, Paolo Rossi, so just to name a few.
And Western was selling the limited edition white-coloured Copa Mundial pairs for around $240. I'm assuming they were all snapped up.
They're not all snapped up because we ordered quite a bit.
So still there's
we ordered
still
like 300 pairs, so yeah, quite a bit left. But the sell-through has been really, really good.
Okay. Raj, you come across customers from all ages, shapes, colours and sizes. Can you explain why some who collect football boots as a hobby, much like collecting action figures, coins, comics, but football boots where they never use them and they only display them for at home?
Yeah, all the brands come out with really limited edition stuff. And, for us guys, we love our football.
Yeah.
We want to be part of the whole footballing thing, I've got a new pair, I've got a new pair. And, just like women, they buy handbags, we men love our football. And, I mean, it's a cheaper option than buying your big brands of handbags. But, yeah, I mean, we've got tons of customers who love their boots and, coming in every day or every month to pick up a new pair for their collection. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a hobby.
Okay, all right then, it's time for the news headlines, but when we return, it's your chance to call in and answer a simple question and win a bazooka. We hope that you've been listening to the show for the last 20 minutes. You can also win a German national jersey or one from Japan. It's all happening on SportsZone right here on 938 Live.
Hey Singapore, this is former England striker Les Ferdinand. For all your football news, stay tuned to the best in sport on 938 Live.
You're listening to SportsZone on 938 Live, and today we begin our countdown to the 2014 World Cup with a look at the latest match ball, the technology that's gone into the creation of the team jerseys, as well as the type of football boots which the stars will be wearing in 2 weeks' time. I'm the Raj Man, and on the show today is Herman Seet, and he's the head of football operations for ADIDAS for Southeast Asia. He's joined by Rajbir Chopra and Amandeep Chopra. They are the cousin brothers who are now managing one of Singapore's premier football chains or stores, otherwise known as Western Corporation. Herman, I think let's now talk about let's give away the bazooka that we were talking about in the first half. I'm very excited, so I'm tripping over the words, and we did say that we're giving away the person who answers the question correctly. The first caller with the right question will win the bazooka worth $200. The second caller with the right answer wins the new German national jersey. This is the home strip. And the third caller with the correct answer will win Japan's dark bluish home jersey, which is worth $100. And all the jerseys come in large size only, and all the prizes are courtesy of Adidas. So here's the question for you to call in at 66-911-938. The question is, in which year did Adidas and FIFA begin their partnership? In which year did Adidas and FIFA begin their partnership? Call now, 66-911-938. That's 66-911-938. If you've been listening to the trailers that have been running for 3 days, the answer is in the trailer. If you heard the show in the first 20 minutes, we did mention this particular year. Which year did Adidas and FIFA begin their partnership? So call now at 66-911-938. And as we await our winners, let's resume our discussion with Herman. Now, since we were talking about the jerseys, the brand new World Cup jerseys, what kind of technology and creative elements have gone into the latest edition?
Well, Raj, for the player jerseys, we've incorporated two technologies, which is the ADIZero and Climacool technologies. With regards to ADIZero, what we've done is we've created the lightest jerseys we've ever created, weighing in at a mere 99 grams. With Climacool, it's basically to enable the players to stay cool with the moisture wicking and heat management technology. Yeah.
Okay. Raj, for each team there are two types of federation kits. One is the standard version. The other is a special version, which I think you will tell me what is the name for it, and it costs slightly more. So what is the main difference?
Yeah, so as Herman mentioned, there's the replica, which is sold all over the world in every single store. And we've got the authentic versions, which the players will wear.
Wow.
So as Herman mentioned, they're going to weigh 100 grams. They're 40% lighter than the previous Euro.
100 grams?
Yeah, they're very light. And, Adidas has probably taken a lot of research and development into getting this lightweight jersey to make it as light as possible. They've made the collars and sleeve cuffs much lighter in the materials they've used. So, I mean, they do cost double the price, but, I mean, if you're a real German fan or Japan fan, it'd be great to get one of these, get hold of one of these.
Okay. Herman, how many teams in the World Cup are attired by Adidas, and which is your personal favorite design?
9 teams. I think my favorite has to be Germany.
Okay.
Home, followed closely by Japan away.
Okay. Why the Germany home? Because this time around, I mean, it's white.
Yeah.
They've got a little reddish thing.
Yeah. Well,
and you're wearing the away strip as well.
I'm wearing the away strip,
which is a black and red combination.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very good point you brought up, because in terms of design inspirations, first and foremost, we wanted to be young and different. Now, the German jersey, I mean, you can ask the Western guys, guaranteed to be the top seller.
Yeah.
But what we wanted to do is wanted it to fly off the shelves. So what I like about the jersey is that it has a younger and very disruptive element. It's a German jersey. You see a little bit of that German engineering in the jersey.
Yeah.
But you also know that it looks different and it looks young. With regards to Japan away, this is the first time, as far as I can remember, that Japan has come up with an away jersey in luminous yellow. So the previous Japan away jerseys have always been white.
And the home jersey is bluish. Yeah. I was trying to figure out the color. Before we go any further, let's announce the winners of the contest. We asked you earlier, which year did Adidas begin its partnership with FIFA? Of course, the answer is 1970. It's been more than 44 years this collaboration has gone on. We have our 3 winners, and Chen Ah Hong has won the Brazuca. Congratulations. An Swee Leong, you are taking home the German jersey in the size L, and Kan Kum Wa, you'll take home the Japanese jersey that we just talked about. So congratulations to Ah Hong, Swee Leong, and Kamwa. All the prizes are courtesy of our friends from Adidas, and you've got another 6 more weeks to win even more prizes on the next 6 editions of SportsZone. Ami, let's come back to you. Which Adidas jersey has been the most requested by your customers since they were launched 6 months ago, and which is your own personal favorite?
So I would say the German jersey has been our number 1 seller by far.
Wow, okay.
And a very close number 2, which is kind of shocking for me, is actually the Japan home, which has been our second since the launch.
Okay.
And the third would be Brazil.
Where does England stand in all this? Given the fact that most of the people in Singapore watch the English Premier League.
I think we got to wait for the World Cup to start for the England fans to come out. I'm an England fan myself, but I think they're all waiting.
Okay, and before we talk about another new innovation, Herman, tomorrow is a big day. The special ball for the World Cup final is being revealed. It's called the Adidas Brazuca Final Rio. This will of course be played on July the 14th Singapore time at 3 a.m. on Monday morning in Rio when the 2 teams meet in the final. Herman, what's the Brazuca Final Rio all about?
Well, it's essentially the same ball as the Brazuca. It's just a special green and gold edition for the final game of the FIFA World Cup.
Okay. Raj, I understand that Western is one of the few selected stores in Singapore which will be selling this special edition of Brazuca from tomorrow morning onwards. Can you give us the lowdown?
I mean, it's a special color, special ball. It's not going to be much of a launch. It's just going on sale tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
They are actually globally very limited quantities of this final ball, which is really good because if you want to get your hands on one of these, and be part of the whole final, then this special color is really limited because the guys at Adidas claim that the ball has been kind of like oversubscribed kind of thing. Like people are all over the world just looking for. So
Okay, Ami, can anyone call up the store today and place a reservation, or do you have to physically come down tomorrow and then take it home as you see it if the stocks last?
We usually don't do reservations as we try to be fair to all our customers.
Okay.
So it's more of a first come, first serve basis kind of thing.
And I would say all your stores open at 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
11:15.
11:15. Island-wide.
Kind of, yeah, island-wide.
Okay. Okay. So from the Brazuca Final Rio, now we talk about another new innovation that's come out in the last couple of weeks. This is totally state-of-the-art, and it's been in the market for less than 3 months. I'm, of course, referring to the launch of the world's first knitted football boot, which is known as the Samba Prime Knit. Herman, could you finally enlighten us on this extremely bold and innovative product?
Well, Prime Knit is a further demonstration. So I talked about our spirit and a history of innovation. So Prime Knit is a further demonstration of our commitment to driving this relentless innovation in football.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically designed to allow for a bespoke fit for each player. So making the performance more intuitive and responsive. So Prime Knit is a technology that is right at the heart of ADIDAS innovation.
Okay.
And we are excited about introducing this development into football.
So who stands to really benefit from using the Samba Prime Knit, and what sort of profile should this player have to be in order to fully enjoy the special aspects of the boot?
Okay, well, we do not create limits in terms of technology, so anyone can benefit from it. I think you mentioned you're a footballer yourself, so one of the things when you look for in a pair of football boots, obviously it's the fit, the feel, and with the fit and feel you get the right touch.
Okay.
So remember, the technology is about giving the wearer a bespoke fit, so it can be for anyone and everyone.
Raj, you brought in, I think, a sample. It's actually not even a sample. It's a boot that's been signed by Luis Suarez. You want to tell us about it?
So he wore this during the Liverpool-Man U game.
Okay.
Yeah, he scored in that game, so it's pretty good.
The one that Liverpool won.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
we had to emphasize that.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we had 10 pairs in Singapore, which was quite decent because there were only 150 pairs worldwide. So, I mean, we opened the store at about 11:15, and there were people waiting outside. All 9 pairs got snapped up in half an hour.
And this was the whopping price tag of $450.
Yes, it was. So,
and it's all gone.
All gone.
Okay. In your opinion, what do you find special about the Samba, the Samba Prime Knit?
I think you just look at the color. They've inculcated all Samba colors into the boot and knitted it together.
Okay.
If I had a pair of these, which I probably wouldn't wear, it's just for collection's sake, but I think it's really special because it brings out the whole colorful feel, and the right person to wear it was Luis Suarez. He's such a colorful character, with a lot of things going on and off the pitch, So I think, yeah, it's a great boot. It looks great as well.
The Samba Prime Knit. And if that wasn't enough, Herman, Adidas went ahead to release yet another series of football boots in April. This time with the theme of the Brazilian rainforest. And last November, there was also the launch of the Samba collection. Herman, with the release of several pairs of boots in under 12 months, will that not confuse a paying customer? I mean, what do you think is the average lifespan of a boot before a person decides to buy a new pair?
Well, in terms of lifespan, I think I pass it on to the Western guys. These people see consumers day in, day out.
Okay. But what about the release of several designs within a year?
Yeah. So I mean, I mentioned consumers, and really for this, we dial into the consumer. Our consumers tell us what they want. And of course, we've been in the market as a brand for decades. We've in the market long enough. We'll continue to listen and learn to ensure that what we deliver as a brand to the market fully meets all consumer wants and represents what we have to offer globally as a brand.
Okay, yeah. So Ami, maybe you can answer the question about what is the lifespan of a boot, and how do you determine which particular football boot is meant to be played specifically on an artificial turf versus that of playing on natural grass? Does it boil down to the studs?
So yeah, I'll answer that question first. So yes, it boils down to the studs actually.
Okay.
That's kind of the job of our staff, to kind of educate the consumers of using the right boots for the right surface. Like you have turf shoes, You have shoes for natural grass, even indoor shoes. So it's more of our staff to actually educate the consumers what should buy.
Okay, and what about the lifespan of a football boot?
A ballpark figure, I would say 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
People start changing, and then you got kids who come every other week to buy a new pair.
Raj, can I just check with the boots that we've been talking about so far on the show? Are they also applicable to women if they were to buy them, or the boots strictly made for the males only?
Actually, all boots are made for unisex. So I mean, women and men. It's just that as you know, within our store, I think my cousin can vouch for me as well. You know, women generally take a slightly longer time to purchase as well.
That's true.
Because of the fact that maybe it's their first pair, or they're very color conscious as well. So men usually come in the store and they know what they want. It's the woman that slightly take a longer time in the store. Yeah.
I think we'll leave it at that. I can see a few guys giggling in the studio. Now, besides talking about the World Cup and football only, Herman, let's touch on a few other initiatives by Adidas, starting first with the Energy Boost running shoes. What's that about?
Well, we launched Energy Boost in February 2013. And basically what the Boost technology is all about. First and foremost, it's when we first launched it, it was applied to our running shoes. I mean, just put yourself in the shoes of a consumer. When you buy a pair of running shoes, what do you look for? If you're a guy that does 5-6 clicks each time when you go for a run, I would tend to think that first and foremost, you would look for something which is cushy. But, you know, in terms of cushiness, it's also, you know, different levels of cushiness.
Okay.
And what you will also want to look for is responsive cushioning.
Okay.
So with the Boost technology, we're able to deliver that. Because when you fit the shoes straight away, it's literally, you know, it feels as if you're walking on pillows.
Okay.
But when you take it for a run,
Yeah.
It delivers a different sensation altogether. And that's where the responsiveness comes into play, and it's the future of footwear cushioning for Adidas running.
All right, we'll talk more about the footwear and all the other initiatives by Adidas when we come back from the traffic update. And so stick around for more details from SportsZone.
Good day, Singapore. This is former Manchester United player Peter Schmeichel, and you're listening to the guys on 938 Live Sports.
All right, welcome back to SportsZone on 93 Live. We're down to the final stretch with Herman, Seed, and Ami and Raj from Western Corporation. Herman, of course, is from Adidas. And let's continue with the discussion. We were talking about the initiatives by the latest initiatives by Adidas. Herman, what about the recent launch of this thing that's called the Climate Chill?
Well, Climate Chill is our latest apparel technology designed to deliver instant cooling. And we've achieved this through titanium blended flat yarns.
Okay.
All right, so you heard me correctly.
Want to simplify that? Yeah.
Titanium blended flat yarns. So yarns that are flattish. I mean, it's just basic science, right?
Yeah.
Wider surface area.
Okay.
In contact with your skin, it will cool and dry faster. So it's basically to draw heat away from your body and obviously for moisture to evaporate faster. And the other thing that we have done with Climate Chill, we've incorporated 3D aluminium spheres on the inside of the barrel to provide a sensation of instant cooling. So it's very intuitive. You put it on. The spheres are located at the back, near your neck. So they will come in contact with your skin, and when they come in contact with your skin, it gives you a sensation of a cooling sensation.
Okay, and one more thing, there's also a virtual football app that was launched some time ago. What is this all about?
Virtual footwear wall.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So the virtual footwear wall, and the very first unit in Southeast Asia, it was installed in Western at Queensway last year, I think.
Yeah, last year.
Okay.
So imagine a giant tablet made up of 4 TV screens, touch screen enabled, of course. And basically it does not... Well, it basically serves the same function as literally a footwear wall. So if you go to Western, you see that giant virtual footwear wall. You can scroll, you can select, you can enlarge, you can find out about the technology of all the Adidas models which are carried in Western Corporation.
Ami, has that been very... have people, like he was saying, have the customers actually, used this particular innovation?
It's a big wow factor for our store.
Okay.
People come in, they go like, wow, this is a huge iPad. So it's very good. It's interactive. People can see the latest Adidas videos. The latest technology. Okay, maybe I want a firm ground boots, a soft ground boots. That wall can tell you everything. So it's pretty cool.
It's in all of your 4 stores?
No, it's in only our Queensway mall.
Queensway, okay. Raj, maybe you can tell us about Adidas having extended its kit sponsorship with Chelsea for another 10 years. A good move, or should Adidas have also tried to win back its former alliance with maybe Liverpool?
I think it's hard for them to turn back time and
come back to Liverpool.
Yeah, come back to Liverpool. In 2012, Warrior put up a huge bid.
Yeah,
so. I mean,
and the owner of the club happens to own a affiliated brand, New Balance and all that.
So the whole issue was, they have to, like what they have their global assets like Chelsea, Real Madrid. So they have to keep those, and losing a big club like Chelsea, they're always in top 4, or like Real Madrid who just won the league. They've got to keep those global assets and fight hard so that other brands don't take them. So it's a good move.
Okay. Let's briefly talk about the World Cup goal line technology. Raj, what do you think? It's the German GLT system will be in place for Brazil 2014 for the very first time. Do you think it's called the goal control? So how do you think a GLT will feature?
It will help the referees and a lot of controversies. Last World Cup, England had a controversy as well
against Germany.
And it will help the referees for one, so they don't get too much of the bashing after the game from the fans. So, the game's got to move forward. Whatever you say, technology has to come into play. Just like tennis, how they've been using it for many years. So it's got to happen sooner or later, and it's good that it's happening now.
Ami, I believe you said that you're an England fan. So are you putting all your chips, everything, into England this time around? But I would say I support the England campaign this time around because for the very first time in a long time, they've remained very quiet. Because usually, the English media will really put up, will place them on a mountain and say that they'll win it. They always crash and burn. But this time around, Roy Hodgson has done the right thing 6 months ago. He and the players have all kept very quiet. So what do you think of England's chances this time around?
So yeah, my heart's with England, but I won't put my money on England. I'll probably put my money on Argentina.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think they have a good chance this time round, because I think they got a good young squad. A lot of Liverpool players, very important. So yeah.
But they still got the Italians and Uruguay to contend with, and
it's not going to be easy. But you never know.
Wearing a Liverpool jersey, are you hoping for Luis Suarez to score against?
No.
Okay, this is the one time.
Not.
This is the one time that you're probably not going to support Luis Suarez. Herman, which team? Okay, you're wearing the German jersey, so I don't know whether you'd support them or is it for?
I mean, I like to analyze stuff. Yeah. I think Spain's gonna throw up a few surprises and just set all sorts of records by, I don't know, being the first team, to retain.
But hopefully
the
that doesn't happen. I mean, when a team dominates like that, like how Manchester United did, like how the Chicago Bulls did, how Michael Schumacher and Ferrari did, people just tuned out after 3 or 4 seasons. So if the Spaniards go on to do this all over again, I think many people, just like the Champions League final, I think three-quarters of the world probably didn't even watch. They probably thought the final was a La Liga match.
I mean, this is the World Cup, so it happens only once every 4 years.
Yeah.
So this would be the last opportunity for the golden generation of Spain to do something really incredible. Yeah.
But I'm sure you're quietly hoping for Deutschland to go all over again, the way that they did. At least the last 2 campaigns.
Me and all my other German colleagues, sitting in HQ, definitely, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, who do you think will be the player of the tournament?
Player of the tournament?
I mean, so many names, from, you got Wayne Rooney, you got Messi, Suarez. Who?
Well, if there's Ronaldo. One player to pick, and Messi's in his peak, I'll pick Lionel Messi.
Ami?
For the World Cup.
I would agree. I think he's saving his energy for the World Cup. That's why Barca, had a bad run in. Yeah. So I think, Lionel Messi. I agree.
Raj?
Along the lines, yes, but I do think if it's the Brazilian World Cup, I think it's Neymar's time to shine. So I think let's see how that goes. Yeah.
Okay, very quickly, maybe you can tell us, I mean, Western Corporation was the dream of your grandfather. Looking back at how it all started and to the future, what is the vision of Western?
I think our main vision is to be the best soccer store in Southeast Asia or Asia or sooner or later the world, We want to have that vision that we bring the best possible products to the consumer in Singapore or in Southeast Asia or online. And, I mean, my grandfather started the business, and it wasn't really a soccer store, but we grew it because we wanted to bring the whole soccer, and in 70s and 80s it became really huge. So soccer became huge. So I mean, it's a vision of his, and I mean we're doing pretty decent. So
Herman, we'll let you have the last word. What's coming up in the rest of 2014 as far as Adidas is concerned? Can you share with us anything as far as even in Singapore is concerned?
Well, all I can say is that we're going to have so many cool products launching in the second half of the year. For example, I'm just talking about football. It's 20 years of the Predator, the iconic Predator.
Wow. Okay.
So football consumers can definitely expect something really exciting. We talked about Boost earlier. So more models within our running shoes, which will feature this industry-changing cushioning technology. And, I mean, that's performance, but from the style side, we've announced recent collaborations with Rita Ora, Pharrell, Kanye West, just to name a few. So lots and lots of exciting stories and products launching in the second half of this year.
And of course, are you still with Star Wars? Are you still with Lucas, Adidas and Lucas?
Not yet. You have to wait and find out, Raj.
Okay. Let's wait and see. That's all the time we have for you on today's edition of SportsZone. A big thank you to Herman Seed, who's the head of football at Adidas Southeast Asia. Thanks as well to Rajbir Chopra, who's the managing director of Western Corp. And Raj was here with Amandeep Chopra, who's the sales director for the chain of stores. And remember that the World Cup final match ball, known as the Brazuca Final Rio, will be released tomorrow in Singapore. You can get your hands on that at the Adidas Performance Stores island-wide, the Western stores as well, or go online at adidas.com.sg. So till next week, when Alex Weaver and the stars from Warriors FC will be on our studios to talk about Groups A to D in the World Cup. Till then, I'm the Rajman. This has been SportsZone on 938 Live.